Morning. I want to have a look at the art history brush, which is a great way of making kind of oil painting looking paintings in a different way than just the default built-in filter. It's a bit more painterly. I'm going to have a look, use this Indian woman in a headscarf painting of Pixabay, which I have downloaded and installed. I've also installed these Texture Labs Oil Paint Art History brushes, which I shall link you to also. To install these, you just double click on it and it should just go in. Now the Art History brush is over here. It's definitely on the one beneath the clone stamp tool. It might be on the history brush tool by default. But to get started, we're going to use a new layer above the background layer. What it does is sample from the layer below. So I'm gonna go find my brushes I've installed. Hang on, let's have a look. It's going to be in here somewhere. Texture Labs, those are the ones. So I'm going to start off with the large brush here. Select that, and you see it comes in quite big. Probably don't want it quite that big, but to get started we're just going to go blah 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 all the way across it, like this. And you see instantly it's like I'm daubing a paintbrush right on it. And of course your first thought is, oh, well that's kind of hard to see, but don't panic, everything will resolve. Next we're going to go on to our noodles brush, which is number 2, which is smaller, and we want to use it smaller because as you kind of paint over the woman, let's go even smaller still, it starts to resolve some of the detail in the image. Let's go a little bit smaller still, so I'm down to 40 on the brush here, and see it's starting to pull kind of information out as we just kind of paint over. And we could probably stop there if we wanted to, but let's step on to number 3, the medium brush, and again let's go small with it and just keep brushing in. I'm kind of following the edges of where you can just about make out a hand and some of the creases in her arms and stuff. Let's go on to the next brush. What have we got? Small. And again, as we go on with the smaller brushes, it kind of pulls out even more detail in a really painterly kind of artistic way, which is, I think, quite appealing. Let's skip on to an even smaller one, the fine brush here. Now this one, if you just kind of concentrate on maybe the eyes and just the tip of the nose and the mouth, you can just get enough detail back so it reads like there is a person in there, not just abstract art. So what I would do then is go into the raw filter and just tweak it a bit. So let's duplicate a copy, but before I do that I'll just hide my copy. Just select the original layer. Underneath here there's the history brush tool, and what this will do, it lets you kind of draw back through reversing the effect. Obviously I've got the strength onto full there, so let's just step back and turn my opacity down about halfway and my flow down about halfway. Make the brush a little bit bigger, and see if we can kind of draw through and undo the effect if you're so inclined. We can bin that low. I've just shown you it's there, so we'll do the one we were happy with and we'll make another copy of it, and we can go to filter, camera raw filter, which will pop up. And again, what I tend to do with this, I tend to turn saturation off, and then go through my exposure, my contrast, just until adjusting one better and worse and just making a bit of a judgment on what I feel looks nicer. See, a little bit darker there is nice. Bringing the texture up just helps the image pop. You can see clarity. If you do it that much, I think it's too soft. I'm liking it at about 38. Dehaze, what's that doing? Don't really like that too much. I'm just going to leave that alone. And then I'm going to bring the saturation back up until it looks how I want it to look. I think too much. I keep calling it Grandma's TV. Actually, that's quite nice. Didn't think I'd like that. Do like that. So I'm going to have that. Because it's like one of those cadmium yellows, which is quite nice. An overkill finishing touch we can do. If we duplicate that layer again, so we've got a copy, and we go to filter, what am I looking for? Emboss. Stylize emboss. Now this kind of creates relief on the image. Like the paint is built up. I want it maybe like that. So it's just a fine level of embossing. Obviously you don't want it grey, so I want to go down to one of the blending modes like overlay, hard light, pin light. Oh, what looks good? I think linear light looks nice. It just makes it like the paint has got a little bit of depth to it. Brilliant. We'll leave that there. Have a go. Grab any image, any image you like, and see how you get on with it. But if you want that one, that's off of the Pixabay. Brilliant. Thank you for watching.